Hello friends, thank you for tuning back in, for being loyal and for having my back. I truly appreciate it. You know, it's not always about how many subscribers you have, but who your subscribers are. And mine are truly the most loyal and wonderful people. So thank you for that. With regards to yesterday, it appears there is one common denominator when it comes to fights and arguments among Mexit creators, and quite frankly, I do not have the time or energy for that. I had my say when I could not sleep last night. I also sent him a private DM and unsubscribed from his channel. So now I cannot hear what he has to say about me or any other YouTuber, and that is the end of that. If he has anything to say to me, he has my WhatsApp number. I don't think it is even worth spending a thought or any more time on that. Okay, so while I am on a bit of a rant, I have a sincere request or then question for my American friends, and honestly and truly it is a sincere question with absolutely no hidden agenda. Now, I've been following the Trump versus Venezuela and the capture of Nicolas Maduro. I have done some homework, and yes, I know his own people, or many of them, call him a dictator. I did ask how he came into power if they, the people, did not elect him, and I was told that he stole the election. So yes, I understand that he is not a good guy. So you don't need to worry about that. Where my understanding started to fail me is that Trump was telling the world that his goal was to eradicate the transport of serious drugs from Venezuela to the United States. And my understanding was that ships smuggling the merchandise were eradicated. Then, one day, I heard that a Venezuelan oil tanker was seized, and I went, but why? I think I even made a comment about it after Mr. Trump even answered questions about it. And what got to me was when asked what he was going to do with the oil, he said, sell it. And when asked what he was going to do with the ship, he answered, sell it. Now that does not sound right to me. That sounds like piracy or theft. But it is very likely that I do not have the whole story, because I see that our president has sort of poked his nose in and asked for a UN meeting. So it is also likely that the full story is not told in our media because they prefer us to think the way I just mentioned. Then there is the capture of Maduro. Bad guy or not, it does not make sense to me that one country can just fly into another country and arrest their elected president. Unless, of course, the two countries are at war. And Mr. Trump says America and Venezuela is not at war. So I don't really get it. Wouldn't you need some kind of international warrant or something? I mean, if another country can just decide to fly or walk into your country and take a president or prime minister or whomever, whatever, then in my mind, no country has any sovereignty. So, sincerely, if you know more about the situation and the legality of it, can you please inform me in the comment section or email me at bookwormonthecase@gmail.com. Not only do I feel that this action to arrest Maduro sets a rather dangerous precedent, I also feel in my bones that it is more about oil than drugs, and this belief was strengthened when Mr. Trump said in his speech after the capture that the United States will now manage the oil fields and manage them more effectively. Now, I don't know, guys. I do not want to believe the worst, so please give me your take on it. Oh boy, and I see little Zelensky, the begging midget, is now calling for the United States to capture Putin as well. Oy, oy, oy. Maybe I should instead call Zelensky the mad midget, because that is just crazy talk. Russia and Venezuela cannot be compared. I mean, one is like a watermelon compared to the other one being a grape. Seriously, Zelensky really wants a third world war. And the man gives me evil vibes, and if someone should ask me to nominate a potential antichrist, it would indeed be Zelensky. My opinion only, and it is not that I'm a Putin supporter. It is just that I like Zelensky even less. Okay, moving on. I was, however, so upset last night that I got hold of a friend of one of my contributors, and I sent her the link to Trevor's video, and I asked her straight out, would Jay tell me stories in order to derail my channel? The same Jay who sometimes does not answer me or even straight out tell me that even if he knew, he would not tell me. And she said no, and she also said, why would Jay sometimes tell me he doesn't know, or that he thinks he doesn't know, but he thinks this or that could be the case? Why would he bother to even sometimes tell me he does not know or he does not want to answer? If he was in the business of destroying channels, why not just make up a story? It was Jay who contacted me after reading the comments on my one video. It was him who added logic to it all and said that if Harry's situation deteriorates further, Charles will likely do what the Queen did with Andrew, except not in business and finance. Now, speaking to the friend, she said she can see Charles sending Harry to go, say, hand out food parcels in disaster areas or building houses and wells on behalf of the monarchy in Africa. Because one major issue Charles has is that he is a less hands-on monarch than the Queen was in her 80s, and he's very aware of it. He knows it. Such an arrangement may not suit the British people, but it will suit Charles, because he does find himself between a rock and a hard place. He will be severely criticized and likened to Meghan Markle if he should leave his son broken in the gutter. He will also be severely criticized if he should retire his son at 42, 43, 44, 45 and just give him money. He will also be criticized if he should reincorporate his son back into the monarchy. So the best thing to do is to send him all over the place and pretend he's earning his keep. Now, whether we like it or not, Charles has some contingency plan for Harry, or they are indeed working on one. Now, people may also squeal and perform, but thinking back, when did the worst disagreement start between Charles and William? Remember the backlash I got when I told you there was a rift building between Charles and William. Everyone told me I was talking utter shite. And now it is common knowledge. Well, Charles and William did not get on as well as Charles and Harry. But with the introduction of Catherine Elizabeth Middleton, the relationship slowly but steadily improved. So the question is, when did it sour again? Well, other than what most people would think, not when Harry and Meghan left in 2020. Although Charles and William did not agree on everything pertaining to Harry and Meghan, it did not cause lasting rows and damage. It all got worse very quickly when two things happened. Number one, when William took over the Duchy of Cornwall, and number two, when Charles appointed Torben André. The Duchy of Cornwall, because William did not agree with everything his father did over the years. And Torben André, because he is not a fan of William and Catherine, and had been gunning for Catherine for years before he came to work for Charles. Under his leadership, many negative articles about Catherine appeared in the Daily Mail's female supplement. And in 2022, under Andre's leadership, Buckingham Palace's media centre again leaked, in inverted commas, negative stories about William and Catherine to the press. And Buckingham Palace and Kensington Palace were back where they were years and years before. Remember, years ago, the competition between Buckingham Palace, the Queen's office, and Charles's office got so bad that Lord Guyte tried to amalgamate or combine the two offices in an effort to get them to work together instead of against each other. It did not work. For a while, though, as Charles was taking on more and more duties, and particularly since his father's last illness, there was peace. Until the Queen passed, when it started up all over again. And incidentally, well, not incidentally, it was also more or less the time Torben André joined. Coincidence? I think not. Now, like we discussed, my friend and I, this is all so blatantly obvious that I don't really need J or S or JJ or K to tell me that. Often it's just a case of them agreeing or disagreeing with me or telling me I'm spot on or kilometers off the mark. As a Commonwealth of Nations country, we also have historians and royal experts. We also have freelance international journalists and representation of the biggest news channels in this country. Sometimes what we see may be a little censored, But that is why we have YouTube and all the major news channels available online, and why most or some of us make use of a VPN from time to time. Anyway, guys, I had huge internet and laptop issues today. So this video is going to go out very late. I'll post my next Substack and my members video tomorrow. So until then, please take care and stay safe. Bye.